such a long time, dude. You think a 2-week off season takes too long? Oh my god, I thought I was gonna enjoy the break, but after that first week, I was fiending for some more FaceIt action. And finally, we're back. We're made it. We made it to the precipice. Expert is here. It looks like the most competitive tier we've seen ever. I'll say it ahead of time. We can go ahead and kill the audio. Although I kind of messed with it a little bit. Maybe I'll keep it going. But this might be the strongest expert tier we've ever had. I don't know if anyone's thought about that, but we have so many more teams this season. I think top 16 doesn't even cost half the teams from my power rankings. So I don't even know what to say. Okay, I actually kill this now, but I'm really, really excited to watch this season. I think it's gonna be so awesome. I think Masters is gonna be the best it's ever been. Hopefully, season 9 is the best. That it's the best season that we're gonna have in a long while. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But welcome back, everybody. I'm so happy that you've decided to come to the PC Nerd stream for today. I hope it's a really good game. We can go ahead and talk about the matchup. We got Fallen Orchids versus Zodiac Dragons. We can go ahead and start looking at this Fallen Orchids roster. Also, there's a solo cast today. As everyone knows, I've had internet problems. I'm currently Etherneted straight up to my router. I got a 90-foot cord from Target, routed that thing all the way through my living room to my bedroom, and my computer is Etherneted in. So hopefully we got zero internet issues today. But you know, I'm not gonna speak too soon. But anyways, let's go ahead and look at the rosters. Let's go ahead and start with Fallen Orchids first. This is a team that came out of the fast track qualifiers, one of the 4 teams, the others being Catburger Tomato, like Instigator Esports, the Micah team, and then Random Kids. All should be really, really strong teams. This roster I expect to be very, very good. Lava, obviously, on tank. Used to play at Ohio State, if I remember correctly. I think also maybe a member of Iliad Helios at one point. Reception Cells, I mean, Canada Trial. I think everyone knows Reception is so good. Lore, actually didn't really know Lore. I feel like I've heard of a trillion different lores in Overwatch, so I'm trying to see if he can differentiate himself today. And then I'm really familiar with the backline, PZ Lunar. I think they're going to be really, really strong, and I think this team's going to play a lot of Cat Bastion. I think they're really, really good at it. And if they're not, and if not, I think Reception can bust out the Ember and do a lot of damage. But this is a really, really strong team. I expect them to make a big splash in Expert. I'm pretty sure they got, number 1 in Fast Track Qual. So definitely a formidable opponent nonetheless. But they're going to be walking into quite a tough first round battle here, honestly, for both teams. Really unfortunate draw, but Zodiac Dragons, aka the former Pot of Greed roster, a little souped up now. They've added Nelix on the flex support, obviously a part of that North Carolina State core that kind of tears through FaceIt. It feels like every season. They're always at the top of Expert. Really, really strong team. I expect them to keep dominating this season. LTIO on tank, Crybaby, Keller, DPS line. This DPS line is electric. I expect Crybaby to be on this cast quite a lot tonight. And then Stratocaster's been around Expert for as long as I can remember, man. Household name at this point. This is a really, really strong team. They were expected to make a deep playoff run last season. Ended up going out pretty early. I think maybe 9th, 12th. Maybe didn't even get a playoff win. So they're looking to avenge themselves this season for sure. They gotta get their get backs. They gotta make sure they place somewhere that probably suits them a little bit better, because they are such an explosive team, and it's so sad they didn't get the result that they were looking for to start this season. But I think we're gonna have a banger here. There wasn't many 2 great games tonight. I'm gonna be monitoring the page on the side. If this is a 3-0, we'll move on. We'll find a different game. You know, same old, same old. We've been here before. This isn't PC Nerd Extreme Test 1 where, you know, we didn't know what we were doing. Like at the start of the season, we were just improvising and having fun. We're a little bit more experienced now, so we're gonna get this one down. So Amigo might be able to cast today. So I told him to join VC. I don't have join notifications on, so if he joins, he joins. But he may be joining us. We'll wait and see if he can make it or not. But this is going to be a really good one. Moncolo, when do I play? Gulp. Dude, I really kind of do want to see you on a new roster. I do think you're amazing. No glaze. I just think you're a really good player. So it's kind of sad you're not playing this season. It really makes me sad when players I think were really, really good in their previous season don't play the season after for, you know, whatever mix of reasons that they have. But it is what it is. I don't know any about the inner workings, but it is going to be Pot of Greed / Zodiac Dragons. It says Pot of Greed on the website, so I might mess that up a few times, but they're the same thing. They're going to get the first map pick here. They're going to take us to Antarctic Peninsula. And this is obviously a reworked map. We haven't seen it in quite a while. I'm curious to see what the compositions look like on this map. Definitely an interesting pick. Maybe a little bit of a gamble, too. There's probably not a lot of people picking this map super, super often. Chochinator, thank you so much for the raid. Big C. I'm going to try and type your name out and not mess it up. That's the Big C, guys. You guys got to all follow the Big C. He's a grinder, dude. No one tries harder to be good than Big C, so love him. But anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about. I really hate, I really hate when players, or I don't hate, I guess. It's just unfortunate, you know. They have so much promise. I love casting them. They don't play the next season. It definitely sucks. And the ban is in as well for pot of Zodiac Dragons. It's going to be the Symmetra coming in. Man. And now it's going to be a counterban opportunity here from Fallen Orchids. I still don't really know what this team wants to play. Assuming it's Cat Bastion, I mean, I don't really know what you want to get rid of here. Cat Bastion on this map. I guess I'll cheer for lore, like I guess. All right, whatever you want to do, LCS. When is LCS coming back to NA is the real question. We miss LCS and NA, I swear. The ban is also locked in for Fallen Orchids, so gonna be waiting to see if we get a lobby invite or not. Maybe Lava as well. Isn't that your former teammate? Just throwing it out there. Just saying. I don't quite know. Cheer for Peasy instead. Hey, I just want a good game. I just want a map 5, you know. I always say, I know ball. Let's see if this is indeed one of those cases where I do or don't. But we're getting into the lobby here. The second ban is locked in. It's going to be the Ramatra taken away by Fallen Orchids. We'll get this all strapped in to the overlay. First, we'll swap the sides. Because that's just how it be sometimes. I think I actually didn't need to swap the sides, so we're going to swap them back. Because I'm a burger. But, we go ahead and lock the bans in to the overlay. Fallen Orchids decided to get rid of Ramatra, and Symmetra was taken away by Zodiac Dragons. Honestly, interesting bans. I mean, I don't necessarily know if the Symmetra is threatening. I don't think anyone can really scout any teams right now, especially if they haven't scrimmed them before. You know, you're kind of shooting blind here. Maybe just taking away something that you don't want to play against, and then learning as you go on throughout the series what maybe is a priority ban on the future maps. But who knows? I do think we'll see a lot of Cat Bastion and Fallen Orchids, but maybe the Antarctic pick is a way to kind of mitigate that. I know that one point where it has the ice thing in the air, where the hitbox is way bigger than everyone thinks, and everyone gets frozen on it. That could be a problem for sure for Cat Bastion. I don't know about the other points. I feel like they're pretty good, but we'll just wait and see what's going on. Also, I think I'm going to be doing a lot of like celebrity casts. Not necessarily like celebrity, but you know, like people who just random, like one time maybe or multiple time people get on the cast, do a little cast, have fun, get someone new on every week. I think it could be fun, you know, just a way to get people involved. I've had a surprising amount of people reach out to me and be like, "Hey, can I get on the cast?" And if I don't have someone available, you know, it's a good opportunity to just get people in. What the fuck? This game is being double casted. Yeah, I did saw I was looking at Bullskunk's stream right before I went live, and I saw he got on the game last second. But it was too late for me to swap, so I just stuck it out because I didn't want to have to like download logos and stuff. When it's the start of the season, it's like hard to get everything set up, I guess, because or like change games on the fly because I don't already have it all set up inside of the software that I use. So ended up just going with that and sticking this one out. But there's still a lot of other good games. If I wasn't going to do this game, I was actually going to do Hikari Celestia. I think that one could be really, really good. But yeah, besides that, I was kind of shooting blind. This felt like a pretty like easy layup of a game. I felt like it was pretty guaranteed to be strong. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We're still waiting for one to join the lobby, by the way. We're waiting on Remy, I think. So we'll just sit here and we'll wait. We'll be patient, even though everyone knows that I hate being patient and waiting. But it is what it is. Who knows? And I guess I have to do a score prediction. Honestly, this is a tough game to score predict, but I think I have a lean. The promotion relegation teams or not the promotion relegation. The fast track teams are always pretty good every season, but I do like Pot of Greed a lot here. I think they are coming in with a chip on their shoulder from last season, so I think I'm going to take a Pot of Greed like 3-1. Fallen Orchids were good in fast track, but they didn't blow me out of the water. Plus, they had dirt on their team for fast track, which I don't know anything about Remy to be 100% honest with you, but I know dirt is really, really good, so that's kind of where I'm going for. Also, it looks like Remy's not getting a lobby invite, so see if that gets fixed or not. But we're just gonna be waiting and chilling and seeing what's up. Sadly, no other games to just like watch right now. Oh, I'm coming back soon. Bizarre, right? LCS back in NA. GG, bro. Although we get to see LCS play at EWC. If you cast a Bunga Choco match, let me in. Get me in there one day. Virtual, I'll let you in any day, dude. Any of the day ones, bro. If you cast a Bunga Choco match, let me in. Of Vanish, I don't. I don't think I've seen you before, but Virtual's a dog. I've known Virtual, not for a long time, but me and Virtual chat. I feel like somewhat frequently. So Virtual always invited. You know, there's like a surprising amount of people who've talked to me about it, like Redx, Vex, now like anyone in chat, to be honest. Like, then I have all the other people that I've done before who probably do want to come back at some point. I think it'd just be a fun thing to do. Someone said do one with Nogfriend. I don't know. That sounds like more of a. That sounds like a PR nightmare. So, I'll have to wait and see on that one. But I think it would be something fun as long as everyone's comfortable with it. I can always solo cast too. Also, the time to connect is at 20 seconds. So. Apparently Remy's not getting a lobby invite. Hopefully they've called an admin to the room because they're about to just FF in the match room. So that's always cool. And somebody's telling me that Remy is maybe not linked his BNet correctly. I don't know if that's 100% the case, but it's kind of my theory right now. Forfeit is in. It is a 3-0 for Zodiac. And I assume that an admin has been called. And I guess we will just be shooting blind for now. I wonder if there's any other streams going on. I can watch Catburger Tomato from this end. I can watch Catburger Tomato on double delay, dude. Let me see. Let me see who else is live. Maybe I'll just throw on a stream and we'll watch it together until it's time to go. Getting absolutely destroyed by my audio right now as well. What do you guys think? Should watch Catburger Tomato. They're in somewhat of a dogfight of a match, surprisingly. I feel like they should be doing pretty well, but guess not. Fuck it. Let's go ahead and get over there. Let me check my browser source. Oh. Let's do this. My audio mic still works. We unmute this.
August bottom left.
Audio works. Okay, let's just watch Catburger Tomato. This is what Catburger Tomato versus 2. This is my buddy, by the way, so do not at.
Where does chill soups?
This is my dog.
Reverse him.
Be okay.
Here you go, the left side, walking cage.
They're speeding.
Side one.
Whatever. I don't know who they're playing against. We'll check after.
Where's their trade?
Round starts. I have my Overwatch up.
Play main card.
Well, so.
Carry one. Trace the one. Nice.
Let's stop getting first.
These are a team of my lads, by the way. Just saying. I love Catburger Tomato. They're just stupid. That's why their name.
Bro, you have E. Hello, like you.
You're shooting a rotate instead of marking a tracer. Good job.
I'm not gonna sit on you. Okay, I'm not gonna sit on you, tracer.
What else are we gonna do into their comp?
The Lord knows.
Don't be a retard and save your E for the tracer.
Okay.
Like, you don't need to use it for anything else. You already have the high ground.
Okay, first death,
That's the point of going high ground.
First death, I just didn't say anything, and I assumed you would want to be two.
Can you go Juno so I can speed my Freya to get Lighthouse first?
Yeah.
I can speed twice. Okay.
Just save your E for the tracer.
Gotta save the casting voice too. Not gonna lie, I can already feel the voice absolutely fading away right now. So.
Just take Lighthouse.
Just take the good side of the map.
Wait and see. They need a lobby invite though.
All one in the back.
Hopefully it's back. It doesn't look like Remy was invited.
Pressure on point.
So one in the back.
I can look at her.
Shooting hog.
Trainer.
Playing above them. Shooting the hog. Watch hog.
Walking you down.
Hog on pillar.
It's probably a fair assessment of the situation.
We have the point. We don't have to do anything.
No real. Care for it.
Tracer bottom left.
Using the shit out of hog.
Okay, it looks
Tracer
like
walking
lava
front.
is
I'm 1 HP, I
in.
can't go yet.
Lobby
I can't
is
go
being
yet.
started.
Can you top point? Can you top point? Can you top point?
No. Single cam. Welcome. I will mute up Nate's stream. Thank you, Nate, for the free content. Absolutely stealing that guy's content. I can't even help him. But we're finally in the game here, so I'll transition us over as soon as it starts. Lava is in now instead of Remy. I mean, Lava is obviously a Thanos tank, so I don't think there's going to be too many problems here for the side of Fallen Orchids, but we'll see how that potentially affects the game plan. Let's go ahead and look at the in-game here. It's going to be a Sigma comp for the side of Fallen Orchids. Into another Sigma comp for the side of, Zodiac Dragons. That's going to be a tough one to remember all night. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be beyond tough, but, you know, at least we're in the lobby, so.
Careful research is effective research.
It's always nice. So it might just be this mirror, actually, now that I look at it. There's reception on Soj, Crybaby on the cast. Assume both of these Junos are going to Kiriko, yup. And it's going to be a full mirror, just a hit scan difference. Santana, don't ask me anything about Catburger Tomato. They defy the laws of, oh my god. Lava missed it, but doesn't matter. We're out coast side for Zodiac Dragons. I'm just going to call them Dragons. Fallen Orchids taking this side of the point here. Point control will be in the Dragons' favor here. So it's going to be up to Fallen Orchids to make a move here. And it looks like they're going to make it. Wall's out from Keller, and they're just targeting Lava, and the Sig just evaporates. Lava has to be super, super careful when he decides to walk and when he doesn't. It's going to be an early fight one going the way of Zodiac Dragons.
Bad guys, take them out.
Also, I saw your chat, Bunky Chunko. Had to correct you. You can see it. Zodiac Dragons are holding so far up, but they're 6 walled, and LTIO's gone this time. Both Sigmas, man. Not respecting the walls enough from the maze, and now big opportunity for Fallen Orchids to get into this one. Lava starting to take space on the point. Keller kind of stuck on an island here. Wall's barely going to miss the Sigma, and Crybaby's going to fall. Percent still ticking here for Zodiac Dragons, and Keller, no Ice Block, is going to get zoned out on the point. Lava beating the Mei. And it looks like just clean up here for Fallen Orchids. They're going to find a pretty quick flip here. All things considered, 46% acquired for Zodiac Dragons. Lava just going to poke this. He's just playing towards the point, but I think if you watch through this choke, it's going to be pretty bad pretty quickly. Reception. I'm going to get forced off the angle. And so coming up on an overclock. Lunar Sky, though, has the Cure Rush before Nelix, just barely. So see if this one comes out early or not. PZ taking so much damage on the point. Nice angle for Crybaby, but Lava once again gets walled off, and the Sig is just taking so much damage. LTIO just going to run over this. Both Cure Rushes are out, but the Mabel is going to be able to trade LTIO for more. Ult's available for Dragons if they want to use it, but Keller's going to fall, so 4v3 in Fallen Orchid's favor. Crybaby going to find a trade, so now a 3v3, and Stratocaster wants to invest. Perception going to get saved by PZ's ult. Now the Overclock going to largely get eaten by the Mizuki ult, but Nelix is going to fall. Stratocaster going to eat some shots, but finds the trade, so now 2v2. Respawn's going to be coming in here. Looks like both Sigs are back, and Lava getting back first, going to secure this point fight win for his team, and the point did not flip the entire time. Fallen Orchids accruing percentage throughout all of that fight. The last fight territory is quickly approaching here for Zodiac Dragons. Lava just looking towards the point side. Gonna match the Coast Walker. It looks like has Flux available here. Gonna use it early. Grabbing the Sig. Doesn't want to get rocked out of this. And LTIO gonna get a nice Suzu from Nelix to keep everyone healthy. Now ult's available for Zodiac Dragons if they want to get into this one. Crybaby has the High Noon. We'll see if he wants to use it here or not. Lava gonna get lifted into the air, and Keller going to get the Mei Blizzard off, but dies in the process. Lava is gonna get traded, and Lore falls to the Mei freezes. It looks like Zodiac Dragon is just gonna start cleaning this one up. Reception gonna get traded by Crybaby out the door, but Crybaby will fall. But Pot of Greed are gonna take control here. Crybaby also held on to the High Noon. No ult super readily available for Fallen Orchids coming into this next fight, so they're gonna have to probably play a little slow to build this Kira rush up, but Nelix is going to have his Demir, so next fight could be pretty gross. I think Zodiac Dragons are in a good spot to take it. Just have to wait and see how the cookie crumbles here. Looks like Zodiac Dragons is going to opt to play towards the backside of the point here. Chooses from Nelix going to be good to keep LTIO alive, and both Kiris coming up on rush pretty frantically here. Lunar should have theirs first. We'll see how this character wants to use it here. Only 2% away. Now the Kirish available here. It's going to come out, but it might get blocked by the Maywall. Yeah, the rush. I mean, it looks like it gets all the way through, but Roar's going to die early here anyway. And now Nelix has the Kirish to mirror into this. Crybaby is so low, but going to get cared up. And everyone on Zodiac Dragons is so low. Here's the High Noon coming out. Stratocaster layering the Mizuki ult into this, and Crybaby able to find a kill onto the enemy Sigma with Lunar Sky falling. I think this should seal it here. Zodiac Dragons, hard fought first point, but they're going to secure a 1-0 start here on Antarctic. Also, Lava Sigma, wholly embarrassing. I wouldn't have said anything about the KD if that message wasn't in the chat, but it literally made me almost laugh when I saw it, so. You can bet Aussie bot, if you want to say another message, dude, it's all you, man. You got all the juice right here. But no, seriously, I mean, it was a really, really close one, all things considered. I think Zodiac Dragons just did a nice job holding the ults for that kind of last fight scenario. They played their ult economy very, very well. And just really hard for Fallen Orchids to kind of build ults to match. We'll have an opportunity on this next point, though. Lunar Sky gonna speed him out on the Lucio here. Wait, whoa, tech, Can someone, LCS, can we confirm if that is like techy or not, or the speed boost just stack into nothing? I don't actually know. Looks like it's gonna be basically the same mirror here. Reception gonna stick on the Sojourn. There's Crybaby. Gonna stick it out on the Cats. Exact same team comps. And all the positioning going to go to Zodiac Dragons to start us off here. Control this pretty deep line here, and you can see all Fallen Orchids are just corralled towards the backside of this. Point cap gonna get started here for Dragons. Fallen Orchids gonna start taking space towards top, but point cap is here. And honestly, positioning not even that bad for Zodiac Dragons. The rest of the Fallen Orchids team hasn't been able to walk out yet either, so this next fight gonna be taken really, really slowly, and ult's really starting to build up pretty quickly here. LTIO is coming up on a flux super fast, way ahead of Lava. Lunar Sky, though, really, really fast Kiri Rush in turn, but with the easy peasy fall in early. Lore falls next. It looks like Zodiac Dragons gonna try and take this opportunity, but Lunar Sky's gonna find two magical trades here. Kiri needs to stay alive so close to the Kiri Rush. LTIO feels the need to use the flex to secure this one, and Lunar Sky going to fall. Just had the rush, and Pot of Greed looked like an easy fight when turned to the worst there for a second. Forced the Sig Flex out of LTIO just to confirm the fight. They're gonna manage to keep control of the point here. Continue building up percentage. Fallen Orchids going to be building up their own set of ults here. Lava coming up on his own flux, and then everything else pretty much coming up at the same rate as well. I mean, Zodiac Dragon's going to be slightly ahead, but only very slightly here. Hard to see how they want to take this next fight. Lunar Sky has the Kiri Rush here, and it's going to get thrown onto the high ground here. Lava gonna try and walk this down. As LTIO stuck in the corner, and the Sig is gonna fall. Lava tries to eat the Blizzard. They're gonna be able to stay out of it as well, but the rest of the team of Zodiac Dragons is gonna be able to capitalize onto that. All the ults getting dropped into this. Zodiac Dragons, they want to secure this fight when they're going to be able to. But they traded, what, like 3 ultimates only for 1? So a pretty big opportunity for Fallen Orchids to get back into this one. Now, they only use a Kiri Rush. They have everything else available for the next fight. Pot of Greed, they probably want to lose this one slow just so that they can try and even their ult economy up in some way for a potential later fight. But I mean, now looking super good for the next one. Only Crybaby's High Noon to work with, and he's going to flank with it, and Reception's going to fall. Keller also trades easy peasy out, and LTIO eats the May Blizzard somehow. This High Noon looking for value, and what looked like an easy fight one for Fallen Orchids is quickly going south. Lunar Sky's going to fall, Lava falls, and Zodiac Dragons quick 2-0 here on Antarctic to start us off. Lava paying homage to the famous meme at the start of the year with his performance on Antarctic Peninsula. Crybaby on the cast. I mean, this is a staple here. I expected to see this one. I think I threw it on the hero select. I don't actually know or not. Oh, it doesn't look like my transition wants to play. That's so sad. Anyways, what a good start for Zodiac Dragons. The first point was close, but looked really, really good on the second one. Pretty dominant showing.
Winner. Done, and done.
We'll see if they can get something else going here or not. And I'm trying to access the match room. For whatever reason, it won't let me. I don't really know why. I can't see the match room. This is a new one for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I don't know if anyone else cannot see the match room or not, but I definitely can't. Okay, I found it. Looks like it was the old match room linked to the website. And Fallen Orchids, they're going to have their map pick and ban. They're going to go to New Junk City and ban out Mizuki here for map 2. I think it's a good draft, especially if you don't want to play that Sig Mizuki mirror. I mean, makes a lot of sense. Transitions over to the map pool here. That's where we're at so far. Nice start for Zodiac Dragons. Fallen Orchids trying to even it up here. It was the draft that Zodiac Dragons wanted to start. They did get that first map pick and ban. The ever elusive and important one is what I'm trying to say. So, see if they can continue the momentum moving on here or not. It looks like the second ban is in here for Pot of Greed. Remember, it was the Mizuki ban for Fallen Orchids, so they're probably going to pull out some sort of brawly comp here, trying to take the Mizuki out of the field. Probably gonna go to the Kiri Lucio if I were to guess. Maybe a Juno Brig. I don't really know. We're going to get invited to the lobby. I'll take a look at what the second ban is. It is Sojourn taken away by Zodiac Dragons. And we'll go ahead and get into this one pretty fast. I do need to swap the sides. Dude, this whatchamacallit music. Oh my god, this New Junk City music is absolutely bumping, dude. Holy cow. We're going to be going into this one. I'm curious to see what these teams want to play. Looks like Sig probably going to be off the table here. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ramatra. Even Azaria wouldn't be super surprised. You could play Diva. I mean, a lot of options here. I expect Crybaby to stick it out on the cast. Not a lot of Cat Bastion as well, I think, just based on the ban scenario. But we're going to go in here. It's going to be a Malga comp for Zodiac Dragons. LTIO on the Malga. Love this little emote, by the way. I saw there's like some tag with it where you got like some super boost at some point. It is going to be the Brig Juno for Dragons, and then Fallen Orchid's going to be on that Ramatra, Kiri Lucio. Pretty standard comp reception going over to the Imre. So looks like the Soj ban was definitely not to allow reception to kind of farm rails off the Melga and take control of the game. I mean, much more limited on the Imre here. Able to put out a lot of consistent damage, but not able to find a lot of high-value frags with the burst damage of the Railgun. I'll tell you, it's going to be the first one to get here, so we'll have to see how Fallen Orchids kind of want to address this. They're going to start rotating towards the coast side here. Lore is on the Reaper, so looks like they may have sniffed out part of what was being played here. Looks like we're going to be a little ring around the rosy mirror at the start of this one. And Keller going to be on the point here, trying to start the cap. Tracer taking a lot of damage, but point force is going to be good. Lava does drop the match, and that's going to be LTIO's go signal to hit the background, and easy peasy just absolutely falls apart immediately to the native Crybaby. Lore gets cleaned up next in a 5v3 here for Zodiac Dragons. Crybaby cleans up Lava, turns into a 4v2, and it looks like the rest of Fallen Orc is just going to get out and play for another team fight here. So Zodiac Dragons not going to leave off from where they started here. They're going to continue their streak of dominance that they ended the last map with. We'll have to see if there's any adjustments. Lava going to go over to the Zarya here. Maybe a little more indirect way to make space with War on the Reaper, right? Enable your Reaper to kind of walk in, finish the impact that LTIO can have on your back line. You see Lore trying to take a turn here, but the rate's going to get forced. Now LTIO going to take his turn here, looking for the Zarya. Nice bubble from Lava to dodge the slam, but all the kills going to come in here. More the DPS of Zodiac Dragons. Crybaby and Keller find up the kill feed early there. LTIO going to find the cleanup. Zodiac Dragons, man, they just look so good. This is the best, I think, point for this Malga comp at the start of this. I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, that would make sense to me considering it feels like there's absolutely nothing Fallen Orchids can do to get into this one, but we'll have to wait and see. Looks like they're going to take the Coast Wrap here. Reception has built up to the Emerald. Crybaby has the High Noon and everything coming online for Zodiac Dragons towards the mid fight here. And Reception's going to rip the Emerald here, looking for the back line. It's on a nice angle here. And Nelix and Crybaby are both one and they fall. Big kills for Reception. It cancels the High Noon in the process. The Emerald needs care and gonna get it, and the flip is in here pretty early for Fallen Orchids as well. Atio, Keller, and Stratocaster just need to get out and play for another team fight. Keller needs to make sure he doesn't get caught. Looks like gonna be able to make it out the coast, and what a play from Reception, man. Big Emerald gets them back into that fight. Neutralizes the castle of Crybaby. Now the ult bank's gonna start to even up a little bit. PZ still has a lot of work to do to get towards the beat and off of the grab as well, but Lore has the Reap roll combined with the Cure Rush. Can be pretty lethal here. You can see they're stacked pretty early. But Keller's going to find first blood onto PZ. Cage out from LTIO, but Reception's gone. Big plays from the Tracer as Lore does able to trade Stratocaster, but more kills are needed, and LTIO's going to fall. Nelix's Juno Ray is just a little bit late. Lore does get traded, so 3v2 in favor of then Zodiac Dragons, with his grab from Lava probably going to clean this one all the way up. PZ's back as well, and it's just Nelix left on the point trying to touch, but this Juno's going to die in what looks like such a dominant start for Zodiac Dragons. It's kind of turned the other way. Fallen Orchids, they're going to kind of reverse the percentage on this point, and they're going to find the first point victory on New Junk City. Lots of ults came out for Zodiac Dragons in the previous fight as well. I mean, notice the Juno Ray just a little bit late, but they used the cage, they used the pulse. They still held on to the rally. Crybaby has another High Noon, but Lore gonna have the Reaper roll. PZ worked up to a beat now. Things could get quickly out of hand here if you get this early point cap over to Fallen Orchids. But Lore's gonna get pre-fighted somehow. Wait, Crybaby, big opener. Now Zodiac Dragon is trying to find a way to collapse onto this. High Noon is out, but Lava does not care. Just trying to walk down this cast, and it's going to be unsuccessful. Rally came out just to protect the casty in the middle of that fight. Keller cleaning up as well. It looks like Zodiac Dragons, they're going to pop all their ults. They're going to find a fight win here, nonetheless. PZ's feet was used, but obviously a rally High Noon just a little too much to overcome. Not the end of the world for Fallen Orchids, though. They have their Cure Rush, they have their Reaper roll. They've held on to this one for a while. Lore needs to be big if you're going to use it. Tyrion Lunar especially has another Cure Rush. I mean, Reception coming up on another Emerald as well. Keller looking in the backline with the Pulse Bomb. Pretty deep wrap from the Tracer. See what he can find. Reception barely able to stay alive here. Cure Rush is out as well. Lore just going to take space towards the point as Reception uses the Emerald here, trying to find follow-up, and LTIO's gone. 5v4, and with the tank dead, it looks like Fallen Orchids is kind of going to win this fight for free. Maybe Reception didn't even need the Emerald, but I think good investment just to secure a pretty crucial flip here. Going to give time for Lava to potentially build up to a grab for the next fight. It really is last fight territory. This next fight's not going to take place for quite a while. Now it's kind of on the Juno Ray. You're going to have it way before Lava has the grab. It's going to be potentially on Lore to find a pretty big High Noon here. It's Keller forcing the point as well. And Pulse Bomb sticks. What a pulse from Keller. Hold that, son. The Tracer going to clean up the backline. Juno Ray's out as well. And now it cleans up PZ, and Lava will fall. And the flip is here for Zodiac Dragons. I love Lava. I love Lava too. I've never talked to Lava before, but I never love Lava myself. Now, so they're going to try and stuff this touch for Fallen Orchids. I mean, Fallen Orchids have so many ults available here if they can make it to the point. They have a really, really strong fight, but they have to make it to the point. They don't have a Tracer as well. But Lunar Sky found an early pick onto Kellen. That's the exact opener that you need here. Now, point flip is going to start getting threatened. Easy in the cage here and needs to build up to the beat, but the kills are going to get found first. Lore, PZ, and Lunar fall. It's just Reception and Lava left. This Zarya stuck on the point here, has the grab, but looks like Lava might just decide to let this one go with just Reception alive to help him. It looks like the right decision here. Big cage from LTIO to clutch that one up. Zodiac Dragons going to even it up here 1-1 on New Junk City. Also, speaking of TikTok streak in the chat, me and my friends group chat have like a 500-day TikTok streak. And then one of my friends and I have like a 190-day. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Fallen Orchids have such a big ult for this next fight. They have the grab, they have the Reaper ult, they got the beat, they got everything. They cannot mess this one up. Stratocaster are going to have the rally. Crybaby, the High Noon. It's going to be Lava starting us off here with the grab on an LTIO, and this Malga is just going to evaporate inside of the grab. High Noon's out here looking for kills, but it doesn't look like Crybaby's going to be able to find anything here. The point cap being threatened pretty heavily here by Fallen Orchids. Lava so charged on the point. Gonna force everyone off, and Lure's Reaper roll gonna kind of clean up the backline. Crybaby falls, Stratocaster as well, and see if Fallen Orchids can find follow-up here. Nelix may be caught out, and the Judo's gonna die late. LTIO can also die late as well. This Mario needs to be really careful. All of his team is respawning right now. Looks like LTIO is gonna be able to make it out. Fallen Orchids, I think they're gonna take that every day of the week. Only 2 ults used. They got the High Noon out, and they're gonna have a lot to play with for this next team fight. Both support ults and Emre ult. Looks like Reception's gonna go first with the Emre ult here, looking for the backline. Stratocaster kiting out. And a really, really nice kite here from Zodiac Dragons. I would say if Stratocaster looks like maybe got caught out a little bit there. And now LTIO in full retreat mode. This Maga does not have a lot of HP. And going to fall, Keller should be able to set up for this point touch. And gonna give Zodiac Dragons one last little bit of life. But we'll have to see if it's enough or not as Reception cleans up Crybaby and Spawn. And you can see this Emre scanning the point, looking for Keller. They know the Tracer wants to touch and give this one last team fight. Keller gonna put a valiant effort at it. LTIO is gonna have to be the next one to touch them. Becca barely makes it to the point. Now the Juno Ray is gonna get layered into this. Scary, and LTIO hovering on the brink of death, going to fall. Stratocaster dies as well. Both supportals were used by Fallen Orchids, and it looks like they're gonna secure the point and the fight win off of it here. Really, really nice play from this team. They're going to advance to Flashpoint map point. 2-1 lead here, trying to find a way to even up the series. Keller gonna go over to the Mei. LTIO gonna play the Ramatra as well. Comm swaps coming in here pretty late for Zodiac Dragons. We'll have to see if they make a difference or not. Lava has a grab, Lure, another Reaper roll. Really not a lot to work with here if you're Zodiac Dragons. I mean, you used a lot in the last fight. Crybaby has the High Noon, but besides that, I mean, pretty stuck for good ult economy here. And walking out of this choke, you have to be careful of Lure's Blossom just keeping up. This Reaper can be so lethal. Looks like gonna go in here, gets the bubble, and here's the Blossom. Looking for the backline, it's just gonna clean house. LTIO falls, both the supports so low. Stratocaster gonna try and find a trade, but Lure holds strong in the backline. Lava cleans up 3, and Fallen Orchids want to end this map in 4 flashpoints. Really, really nice fight when they're only use the Reaper roll. I mean, that's about as efficient as you can get. An ult that's not guaranteed value, being the only ult that's used and winning you a fight. I mean, you can't ask for much more. Lava is so charged and Crybaby falls so early. Really nice combo from the taking DPS up Fallen Orchids. The Reception wants to end this team fight early here. Once the stagger's bad, I mean, Lure gets traded, really not the exact result you want. LTIO looks like gonna be able to make it out here. So another fight available here for Zodiac Dragons. The stagger kills gonna do their job. This is definitely gonna be the last fight, and Lava has the grab. Not a lot of ults that can be used by Zodiac Dragons to kind of mitigate the effects of the grab here. If Lava gets a big grab, I mean, this one could end really, really quickly, and Nelix still has 20% to build towards the Judo ult. Lava's grab is out. It's so big, it gets everybody in a 3K found here. 4 Fallen Orchids. LTIO going to the point, but not enough left in the tank. It's just Keller left on the Mei. Almost has the Blizz, but it's not going to be enough. Fallen Orchids, dominant New Junk City map. LTIO looking for the touch on ball, but not going to be able to get it. Fallen Orchids tie the series up 1-1 here on New Junk City.
Go, my friend. Absorbing power.
And that's the Fallen Orchids that we've come to know and love, man. I mean, Lava looks so, so confident on the Zarya of that map. The Reception really did come alive on the Emre as well. I think the Sojourn maybe just struggled a little bit more than he thought he would, but I mean, he looked so, so good in the map. Zarya, Reception and Lava are just really, really nice map there, but Zodiac Dragons are going to get another map pick here, and they won their previous one, and they're going to have a really, really strong one to play with here, so I'm curious to see what they decide to do. Obviously, no control and no flashpoint available. It's going to be Escort, Hybrid, or Push, and I think you go to Escort or Hybrid. I've talked about it before. I think those are the most polarized. I can't talk. Oh my god, the most polarizing map types in the pool. Like, you either really know how to play an Escort map or you really don't. So that can give you the biggest advantage when you have map choice available. And it looks like they're going to take that advice and they're going to choose Circuit Royale for map 3. I really like this map. I'm happy it's back in the pool. I thought a lot of the old map pool was kind of boring to watch. I'm not going to lie to you. Dude, I need to make like tea or something. Holy cow, my throat. They're also going to get a first ban here. Fallen Orchids do attack first per what Zodiac Dragons decided. And it's going to be a Pharah ban. So protecting the DPS, you're taking out a pretty heavy spam character from Fallen Orchid's hero pool. I'm curious to see how that kind of plays effects. Now, Fallen Orchids have a big decision to make on a ban. I think you have to go for the tank line here. You probably want to play the Sig, so you probably got to get rid of something that really, really messes with the Sig here, I think. I mean, they looked so good on it on map 1, so. We'll have to see what they decide to do here. Also, is Project Z's branding out yet? Just got sent it. Hopefully that's not leaks, dude. I'm trying to figure out my damn self at this point. And it looks like score updates are around. I mean, this match is 1-1. Cafe at Cat and Element Oblivion are 1-1 as well. Maybe not one that a lot of people had in mind. I think this Cafe at Cat team, I mean, they're really, really good. Dropping a map here. Not a great look early. Kari up 2-0 on Celestia. Parastrap up 2-0. Hypnos Inverse and Ashen Suspects 1-1. So lots happening kind of around right now. Love that Ashen Suspects team, by the way. So everything else a 2-0 in some direction. Or a 1-0, I guess, if they haven't finished their second map. But we'll just have to wait and see what kind of happens here. Where is my match room? I gotta go back to it. I clicked off of it. Also, yeah, that grab from Lava was just so fat. That was a ridiculous grab here. So what is happening in my match room? Looks like the second ban is in finally. So we'll get to see what Fallen Orchids wanted to get rid of here. I mean, Circuit Row, I mean, if your DPS are popping, they're popping. Crybaby's been popping. Honestly, Reception's been popping too. I expect the hit scan battle here to be pretty impressive to watch. Also, welcome all the first-time chatters. There's so many new people here. I didn't think we were going to get that many new people, but really, really excited that we got some people like Junie, Abanash NC, Aussie Bot. Really nice to see new faces, dude. It's good for the scene, too. We need as many people watching Expert and Masters as possible. So, support Tier 2, support Tier 3. Get involved. It's fun. We're going to go into Map 3 here. Ban is out. It's going to be Sigma for Fallen Orchids. And actually, I think I mixed up which team won on the Sig map one. I think the Sigma ban makes a lot of sense. I think you're probably hearing that 2 minutes past me, and you're like, what the hell is he talking about? This Sig ban makes way more sense. I forgot who won map 1. I'm not going to lie. So really mess with the ban from Fallen Orchids here. Zodiac Dragons, you left the Sig ban available, so you have to have some other sort of plan in mind, hopefully. And it looks like it's just going to be LTIO or Mantra Keller on the May.
And I'm not keen on wasting
Crybaby Freya, also an interesting pick. Freya, does he get too much play time right now? I mean, very squishy DPS hero.
So, you found your quarry at last, Hunter.
And I'm going to grab a 2-0
Another
real quick.
paragon of Overwatch reduced to a villainous mercenary.
It's not like that. He isn't himself right now.
Nor were my people themselves during the crisis. But would you afford them the same forgiveness?
I don't know.
All right, I'm back. Cherry Coke Zero, dude. I really need a Coke sponsor. Like, I don't even need it for like any real reasons, just like financial reasons. I just spend way too much money on Coke. So, wait, that sounds wrong. Don't clip that. It's going to be a Ramatra here, Lava, on the Ram. Reception going back to spawn to swap over to the Imre. It looked really strong on the last time, so I like the choice here. And you can see Dragons holding all the way back to this first corner here. I have a quote. If you die before first corner here, you threw the entire game away. This is so oppressive for the attackers to get around. Peasy is on the Alari, but Reception finding the kill into Anelix early here. Big pick for the hit scan player. Really nice wall turn, though, from Zodiac Dragons in turn here. LTIO walking the back line down, finding tons of damage. Lava is so low, but the Ramatra stands tall in Reception. Finds a second on the Crybaby. Keller gonna have the ice block force here. This Mei needs to survive here. They have one more fight, but with LTIO's ram form getting forced so early here and this ram having to come to the point, it's not looking very good here. And Fallen Orchid's just gonna march this one all the way in. We're gonna have a lot of time to play with here on the second point. 5 minutes and change. Coming up on ult as well. I mean, the snowball could get out of control pretty quickly. Lore has the Blizz. Not a lot of answers. No big ults really available here for Zodiac Dragons as well. Lava almost has the Ramatra ult. Keller, first ult online. Potentially going to beat this Mei ult. But Lore goes so fast with the Mei Blizz, and LTIO is just absolutely eviscerated as soon as he crosses the choke. So, Fallen Orchids, man, they're not skipping a beat. They look good right now. They look really good. They're pushing this cart with one last team fight here on second point. If they win it, they're going to cap it for sure. Keller has the Mei ult, Crybaby, the Bola. But lots of ults available here for both teams. I expect lots of commitment. Lunar Sky going to start off with the carry rush, and Keller's Mei ult comes out. Doesn't look like it finds anything, though. Lava going to get Suzu to stay alive here, but Lore is going to go down. Stratocaster using the Mizuki ult here, just trying to secure this team fight win for Zodiac Dragons, and I actually really like the decision here. Lunar Sky falling, I think this should be all the follow-up Zodiac Dragons need, and I really like the overinvestment on the second point, just because it is really, really hard for the attacking team to get into this, not even if they have an ult advantage, right? Because you have to set yourself up to succeed. A stagger onto PZ going to be kind of the icing on the cake here. I think a really, really perfect team fight for Zodiac Dragons. And honestly, they kept a lot of ults in the bank as well, so looking potentially primed to hold this one for a few extra minutes. But we'll have to see what happens here. Anything can happen in FaceIt Experts, so. Big PZ Alario could really open this whole thing up. Lava gonna start taking space in main. LTIO just trying to trade damage here onto the ram, and Lava is so low here. Here's the ram form out, and Lava needs to be careful. So low here. Now the ram ult comes out. Lots of ults getting popped here. I don't know what to watch. I have no clue what to look at here. It looks like Fallen Orchid's getting the better of this, but PZ starting to clean house with this Alari ult reception. Doing it all on the Emre right now. LTIO is so low and going to fall here, and it looks like Fallen Orchids are going to get over the line once again here. Does anyone know what just happened in that team fight? I heard every ult voice line go off like a domain expansion scene in JJK. That was ridiculous. The Fallen Orchids going to get it over the line. 4 minutes to work with on the third point, I mean. Keller has another Blizz. Lunar coming up on the carry rush. Lore. Blizzard as well.
Desperate measures.
Reception just kind of poking from the low ground. Cart continuing to move. It looks like Zodiac Dragons taking towards the high ground here, but this carry rush is out. This Blizz is going to zone off all of the high ground space here. You can see Lore going to get pinged out here. This Mei no block, but going to barely be able to survive. No, LTIO drops to find the kill, it looks like. Crybaby, though, does get traded, so 4v4 breaking out on the point. You see LTIO coming back towards the next corner, but Keller's going to fall. PZ having a nice showing on the Alari this map. Fallen Orchids, they're going to continue pushing this card along. Something really deadly here. Lore gonna start us off with the Blizzard. Nice Suzu to keep LTIO up for a little bit. Nice Mizuki ult also gonna eat all the follow-up shots, and now Lore kind of gonna get no use with the Mei Blizzard. Thought he had an opportunity to capitalize, but now gonna get cut down by LTIO, and Pot of Greed / Zodiac Dragon's gonna start walking back into this one now, looking for follow-up, looking for kills. Any stagger's a good stagger. Lunar Sky going to fall here. Nice job from LTIO, but Reception dubs this one winnable here. But this Emre ult may have been a little too early here. Doesn't look like it's gonna find a lot. Gonna reclaim some space, but besides that, no kills found. And now it looks like this Emre gonna wrap the high ground here. Little does he know, Crybaby coming up to match him. See if there's a potential surprise factor to be found here. Also, really like this Emre skin, just saying. But Emre's cooking pretty hard from the high ground. Nelix has a carry rush here. You can really rush this if you really want to. It's going to be PZ's Alari ult first. Going to land on the Ramatra. LTIO He's going to try and get off the high ground. Keller's Blizzard comes out, but I don't think it finds anything here. Alex has to use the Curie Rush here to try and find value, but it's going to force out the Lava. Ramatra or LTIO has his Ram ult to work with if he wants to use it. It looks like it's going to come out here, but the Ram just has to hold block. Crybaby almost has the Emery ult. Lure so low. Going to be able to survive, and now Crybaby using the Emery ult here, just going to try and stave off the Curie Rush from Fallen Orchids, but you got to be careful. Going to die out of the sky. Nice trade under reception, though, so neither team has an Emery. I think this is going to advantage the Zodiac Dragons team comp. Only a minute 30 remaining here. Not a lot of ults available for Fallen Orchids. They have some work to do to get this May Blizzard online. Stratocaster coming up on his Mizuki ult. These fights, man, so scrappy. Stratocaster just kind of poking from the small room here. Lunar Sky, a nice angle on the high ground, but here he needs to be careful not to get forced out too heavily here. Crybaby doing a lot on the high ground himself. Now Stratocaster coming onto the point here. Almost has his Mizuki ult and has it now. It's going to go around Keller, but the May still falls. So +1 fight here. Reception cleans up Crybaby. Peasy with the Ilario should be able to secure this one. Core Fallen Orchids. Fallen Orchids, I mean, it looks clean at times. It looked rough at times. They're going to get it in the end here, and they're going to have 41 seconds to work within the time bank. A nice tab to look at the score lines here. Lava avenging his first map self, 16-1. Reception also 16-1. Both these players really coming alive. We'll have to see what happens here on the Converse side. May so strong on this map. I think both teams did start on it. I was about to say, surprised one team didn't start on it, but I'm pretty sure both teams did. I mean, man, really becoming a staple of Circuit Royale. I kind of find it funny how, like, the start is like a poke map, like Sig, like Hanzo, Widow, like Zen, Bap, and now we're playing like whatever this is on it. It makes me laugh, so. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see if there's any comp adjustments as well. It looks like Crybaby maybe going over to the Widow here, maybe just taking a spawn shot. But really nothing changing here. PZ gonna stick it out on the Ilaria. I really like how the Ilaria was looking on that last little section of the map. I think PZ really came alive and was kind of the X factor in getting it across the line here on second and third point. So big props to the Ilaria player, even though Lava and Reception obviously have pretty nutso KDs.
I feel a little bad. We're about to ruin their day.
I'm curious to see what this Widow can find. I mean, there's not a lot contesting it here. Be a big opener. Looks like not going to find anything. Going to stick it out on the Widow, though. Be really strong in the early part of this first point, but surely this is getting called out to the rest of Fallen Orchids. Crybaby going to come to the high ground here. Looking for the shots. Goes wide onto Reception, but all this LOS forced is so good for Zodiac Dragons. They're going to get all this card space for pretty much free. Crybaby, though. Shots going wide for now, and this Widow looks like just going to go back to spawn and swap, so. Rest of Zodiac Dragons just going to play slow in the corner here. Wait for their hit scan to make it back. Crybaby going over to the Emre. Now, a pretty quick turn here. Looks like Fallen Orchids kind of recognizing the opportunity to look for something here now that Crybaby is in spawn. But with the Emre player back, now it's going to be Zodiac Dragons' turn to do a little damage themselves. Walls out for Lore and forces the Ram form out. I think Lava doing a nice job holding his form for a better turn here. It looks like going to have it. Teo just trying to build damage up, trying to build ults, and it looks like Zodiac Dragon is going to be able to swing around the corner. Fallen Orchids going to have to play back to the second corner. Lunar Sky coming up on a carry rush. Reception almost has an Emre ult. You can see it looks like they're pretty heavily playing for this. Here's the Emre ult from Reception. Keller, no block, going to get targeted first, and the May will fall. Zodiac Dragons going to get pushed all the way back towards their own spawn here. Crybaby just taking so much damage. Reception looking for more follow-up, but needs to make sure he doesn't die. Going to get all the resources and able to use the pistol to stay up. Crybaby falls, and the staggers are here. Fallen Orchid's going to win out the first real team fight. Did take the Reception ult. Crybaby could have won aerial of his own here. Everything else in the bank for both teams. It could be a 9 ult fight next fight. I'm not going to lie to you. Card's in a really dangerous spot. Reception gonna have his cooldowns first early here. This might be the go button. It's Keller using the mail. Pretty deep into the team. Reception's gonna get frozen with the shots. Do land onto the M-Ray. Kills found, and everything's getting dropped into this. Stratocaster has to try and stay alive. Nice usage of the Mizuki ship. Mitigating the effects of the Alari ult, but kills still being found here. A really, really scrappy fight. We said it was probably going to be a 9 ult fight. It looks like it's basically a 7 ult, but I mean, 9-7 is basically the same thing. Zodiac Dragon's going to be able to win it out. They keep the Emery ult and the Ramatra ult in the bank. Crybaby needs to be careful here. So low. LTO trying to push the point in, but Lava's back on the Reinhardt. LTIO is going to have so much HP forced here. Ramble comes out from LTIO, going to walk back into this, and Lava is just so low. Crybaby going to use the Emery ult here, looking for damage, but Stratocaster is going to be the one who dies. Crybaby needs to do a lot with this ult, looking for damage on the corner here. Lava's so one, the Reinhardt dies. LTIO finds 2, but Crybaby gets traded. This Ram still has so much more left to do. And trying to stay alive, but Reception's doing it all in the Emre here. Make it 3 for Reception. Big clutch for the Emre player. And Reception, the hero for Fallen Orchids, going to find them a fight win. Viola, thank you for the 22 viewer raid. Holy cow. I hope your match was good. I assume it was. It was 3-0. I assume it was a 3-0 because I saw the score earlier. I hope that you had a really, really awesome stream and a really awesome time on Hitsy in that match. Fallen Orchids looking for a full hold here early. 15 seconds to remain. They're going to have a lot of ults available here. They just need to wait a little bit for them. Zodiac Dragon's trying to take an early turn, but Keller is once again gone early. LTIO looking for trades. This Ram struggling to find anything. Has to touch the point, and the damage just too much. Zodiac Dragon's going to get held here on the first point. What a map for Fallen Orchids. Crucial map win. They're going to propel themselves to match point in the series. Wow, I cannot speak at all. But you get the picture. Fallen Orchids, man. Must see TV. 2 words. Fallen Orchids. Must see TV. But yeah, what a map, man. I mean, winning your opponent's map pick and ban is super, super important, so it's going to give a big advantage to Fallen Orchids. If they can even force this to a map 5, I mean, Zodiac Dragons, they're going to have one more map pick and ban here, and it's going to have to be their best one. They have push and hybrid left. The pools have changed a little bit. I'm curious to see where they decide to go. Only 10 seconds left on the map pick timer. And we're going to Scrims Row. Overwatch players when they have a choice between King's Row and literally any other map in the game. Hey, I can't hate the map choice. At least it's interesting to watch, right? Like, regardless of it being memed that it's chosen all the time. I mean, King's Row is a really fun map to watch, so you know. We'll continue moving with that one. Oh wait, Viola's not on Parashop. You're on Fallen Rising. You're up 2-0 anyway. I still am memorizing the teams by heart, so you know how it is. Let's go ahead and get a match update as I wait for this ban from Fallen Orchids, or not Fallen Orchids, from Pot of Greed. Curious to see what these other match rooms are looking like. I'm not going to talk about who's won. You can check those for yourselves. Just look at the close games. 1-1 between Agave Daycare and Dionan. I had that one actually penciled. I know it sounds like LeBron capping right now, but I swear to God, I was thinking about doing that game on my mama. Cafe Cat up 2-1 on Element Oblivion. I'm maybe a little tougher than they thought it would be. Kitchen up 2-1 on Agave Meows. Instigator Experts 1-1 with Let's Eat. And Action Suspects down 1-2 to Hypnos Inverse. So some really good expert action all around today. But we got a good one here, and we'll see if we can send this one to 5 on first day of the season or what, because I'm really, really excited. Two words, Nash and Paul. Yeah, at least someone got the reference. Charles Barkley is unironically one of the funniest people ever, and the ban is in. It's going to be Zarya taken away by Zodiac Dragons, and I mean, I don't blame him. What Lava Zarya was doing on New Junk City, they should have locked him up. It was illegal. It was illegal. I'll say it. It was ridiculous. Lava, I mean, making his debut back to FaceIt League with a splash. Looking so good. And we'll see if he can continue the momentum he's had so far in the series in this next map or not. Second ban is in. Lineups are being finalized here. Let's see if we get a map 5 first series of the new season, man. Is that too much for a man to ask for? Is that too much? Seriously. On the solo cast too. I was actually gonna hit people up for a duo cast today, but whatchamacallit. My internet, as everyone probably knows, has been somewhat spotty lately. So I didn't wanna do a duo cast, and then my internet just died. But the Ethernet's working pretty good here. My bitrate, it looks lightning fast on my OBS. So really happy with that. So hopefully that saves me and I don't have to hotspot the rest of the season. The second ban is in though. It's gonna be Cassidy taken away by Fallen Orchids. I think it's a good ban, especially with how Crybaby's been moving on some of these maps. I mean, the Crybaby cast has been frankly ridiculous at times. And dude, I keep swapping the sides when they don't need to be swapped. It's actually making me mad. So Zarya and Cass taking away this map, locking in the bans and the overlay. Should I hire a prod crew to just do it for me? I just sit back and watch and don't even do anything anymore. That would be a fun one. But Kings Row, it's gonna be Fallen Orchids starting out on the attack. We get to see what comps are going to get played, and I assume it's gonna be a little bit more Ram. LTIO actually gonna walk out on the Sig here, so it's gonna be more Sig Mizuki. 4 trillion from Mickman. What? W. Thank you so much for the raid, Mickman. I hope you had a good match. I know you had a good match, so I don't really have to do that. I don't really have to say that, but W Mickman, man. That's the king. But we're going into this series here. I gotta lock in. I gotta be a good streamer. That's so hard about being a streamer when you're doing casts. Like, you gotta balance it well, but big raid. Appreciate it a lot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Looks like we're going back to a Sigmund here. I mean, Peasy just gonna fire off a little right click from the heavens here. Respect. And Lord going over to the Pharah here. Maybe this is why I got taken away last map. Maybe W Scout from Zodiac Dragons. We'll just have to see how this next map kind of plays. Keller on the Mei once again. Peasy going over to the Alari. So pretty heavy and pretty pokey comp here for Fallen Orchids. All of Zodiac Dragons is kind of contained to the high ground here. Dragcasts are going to come to the point to touch for a second, but Lava taking a lot of damage to Sig. He needs to be careful and going to fall early. Crybaby also cleans up reception, so it feels like maybe the first time that Fallen Orchids don't find a dominant map when to fight when to start us off. Lure finds a big trade onto Crybaby out the door. Actually, a really massive trade onto Crybaby out the door. This is going to open up this attack for Fallen Orchids so much. You see LTIO still has to rotate back to the high ground. Pharah starting to cook from a really aggressive angle here. LTIO. Have his hands full trying to deal with this. The Stratocaster going to fall. Crybaby looks like just got back. Keller's going to die. Nelix is here looking for trades, but not going to really be able to find anything. LTIO just poking from the high ground. We'll see if they even try to touch this. Nelix finding a pretty crucial trade onto Lunar Sky, though. Does open the door up to this. LTIO is just taking so much damage, and someone has to touch, but it looks like no one going to be able to here. Pottery gonna opt to hold this choke. I think it is probably the right decision. Now let's just be careful. Crybaby once again going to fall early. The DPS and squishies of Zodiac Dragons need to be careful here. Playing super aggressive. It's biting them in the butt early here. Not able to hold the really strong parts of the map, it feels like. Keller gonna go over to the Tracer. I think it's a good spot with him, man. Just really couldn't get anything done. And Lunar Sky gonna clean up onto Keller, man. It just doesn't stop. The stagger doesn't stop. Stop the stagger. Stop everything, man. What happened to the game I love? Oh my god, Crybaby gets staggered again. Wait, guys, stop. Actually stop. Keller's back over to the Mei. This is the sign of the panic button for me. When you start swapping your comp a lot, when you're staggering out, that's like the big panic button. Zodiac Dragons need to stabilize here. They need to find a clean fight. They need to get back into this map. And Keller's gone again! Oh my god! What is that, 4 straight picks? 4 Fallen Orchids. Interception's just gonna drop the Emerald into this, trying to clean it up now. Yo, trying to stay alive, but I mean, the Sig doesn't have a lot of resources left, and the second point has just completely fallen away for Zodiac Dragons. Fallen Orchids, man, they're making it look easy here. Nelic's gonna die late, and this cart gonna get pushed into second pretty quickly. Five minutes to work with here on the third point. I don't think an ult besides this Emerald has been used yet either. It's looking pretty drastic and dire, I'm not going to lie to you. See Reception just working this high ground. I mean, really aggressive spot. Emery takes a lot of damage, but in turn you get to hold a really strong power position. Looks like Lunar Reception gonna make it out. Zodiac using the flex here, and maybe this will give Zodiac Dragons the life that they need. Finally finding a fight win. Let's eat up 2-1 versus Instigators.
Let's bring the pain.
Instigators is... I gotta make sure I'm Oh, that is the Mike team. Interesting. Big let's. But anyways, Lava using the flex here, and it's gonna find LTIO, and Nelix layers the Curie Rush into this, and somehow Keller's Mail doesn't get eaten. If I'm Lava, I'm pissed. I'm beyond pissed here. And Zodiac Dragons, I mean, it's looked rough at times, but they should find a fight win here, especially with Lava gone. Crybaby just turntail and run away. You can see Keller really wants to stop the point here, really wants to start the cart from being progressed. He's going to be able to, but ult's starting to come online for Fallen Orchids as well. And Lore gets pre-fighted now. Reception using the Emre ult. Crybaby gonna mirror his into this one. Reception hasn't been able to find anything yet, and it looks like Crybaby gonna find potentially the diff here of this. Emre is really low in the sky, but it is gonna be Reception who falls. You can see Fallen Dragon, or not Fallen Dragons, oh my god. Zodiac Dragons gonna continue to walk this one down. Lunar Sky finds a nice trade onto Stratocaster on the way out the door, but it's gonna be the Dragons continuing to hold strong here on the third point, finally catching a little bit of their groove. It looks like they've withstood the really massive ult storm of Fallen Orchids. It's gonna be Peasy's Alarial versus Stratocaster's Mizuki ult. We all know this could just get eaten up by the Mizuki ult if Stratocaster plays this correctly. I think I might just spectate the Stratocaster cam. And it looks like she's gonna use it here. Maybe just trying to mitigate the Alarial. Nice shift. Make sure not to take any of that Captain sub damage. I was gonna get hit by one, but I mean, not gonna be a super significant outcome here. The Crybaby gonna fall to Reception early. LTIO using the flex. They want to win this fight anyway. The Sig has to stay alive. Nice Suzu from Lunar Sky to keep the Ramatra alive, but LTIO on the high ground, really wreaking havoc on the backline. PZ is so low and getting cared, but Keller gonna get isolated on an island. And I think Zodiac Dragons need to play for one last team fight here. Nelix has the Curie Rush. Honestly, you might want to use it now. I think you have to find some way to hold this space and let your make it a good flex off. And it looks like it's going to come out here. Both Curie Rushes out. Lava in the form, looking for damage, looking for punches, but really not able to find anything here. This Ram is really low. Getting forced back. Reception cleans up Crybaby. Keller is back as the Mave was available here. And it's going to get thrown onto the point here. Lore going to fall, but that's the only kill that Blizz is able to find. Keller needs to find more, but it's going to be Peasy cleaning up Nelix. The cart continuing to get pushed in here. Stratocaster finds a nice snare onto the Alari, but eventually Fallen Orchid's able to get this one over the line. Wow, I mean, I really thought there was a chance Zodiac Dragons were going to hold that for 5. I'm not going to lie. I thought it was in the cards, but no, I'm not always correct about everything, so it is what it is. And wow, where's the... There we go. I swear I've never started in that spot. I don't know the last time I spectated a King's Row game, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, Fallen Orchids, they look really primed to end this one 3-1. I mean, they look super good right now. I mean, I don't know if anyone can really stop this team. And we'll just have to kind of wait and see what they decide to do with this.
Ready for battle.
This is London, huh?
Gonna come out on basically what they played on attack. Actually, exactly what they played on attack. And Zodiac Dragon's going to stick on to what they kind of played on the defense as well. I do not think it was a comp issue. I really think it was a kind of like how they played the comp issue. I think everyone could see it was like a stagger city for a lot of that series. So I respect the play from Zodiac Dragons. We'll see if they can get it going on the attack here or not.
Really set her off. She claimed I am a threat to myself.
And only 5 games ongoing in Expert right now. They're all 2-1.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a map 5 at the end of this. Who knows? But we're focused on this one here.
1. Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Time to show them what we're made of.
Looks like Fallen Orca is going to be holding the back high ground as well. Lore playing in Hotel and Reception needs to be careful. Has the pistol force relatively early just to stay alive. Killer lethal with the May Icicles. We're really poking this rotate of Zodiac Dragons. You know, so you can see the map kind of coming in here. I mean, PZ going on a really aggressive angle. It might be a little early though. The Reception finding Crybaby gonna allow PZ to continue to walk up here and find pressure. Keller falls. Stratocaster falling next. I mean, it looks like Fallen Orchid's gonna find a pretty easy first fight win here on the defensive side. Zodiac Dragons back to the drawing board here to see what they can find. Keller quickly coming up on this May Blizz, but Lore even faster on the Farah Barrage. Easy. Just really far in from this hotel angle. It's really, really hard for the Zodiac Dragon to kind of deal with these hard off angles. You can see Keller just trying to hold the space here using the wall, but Crybaby once again is just so low. Reception really handing it to him on the Emram here this map. Keller trying to make his way out. Crybaby's gone. Lore's Barrage finds 2. Letting this Farah player looking for more, just kind of cleaning this one up. And Fallen Orchids continue to hold strong here. 2 minutes already eaten up of the Zodiac Dragon's time bank. And ults finally starting to come online for them. Stratocaster and Crybaby are really, really behind on the ults right now. Reception up to a Emre ult. Robin Lunar Sky working up to theirs. PZ has the Alari ult available as well. This next fight could be very telling. It's going to be Reception starting off really fast with this Emre ult, looking for Crybaby potentially. And the Emre player looks like going to be able to survive for now. Doesn't know the Reception. Knew where the Emre kind of slid off to. Lunar needs to be careful. Split is here. With LTIO dying, it's once again back to the drawing board. For this Zodiac Dragons team, they just really cannot get any sort of momentum going on the attack here. Easy with the Alari ult. Every ult coming online for Zodiac Dragons. We're coming up on another barrage. And they're going to go for this high ground rotate once again.
Feels better.
Keller is just having such a hard time on this low ground, and Crybaby is just gone once again here. Lari will just kind of secure the fight win, and Zodiac Dragons, man, it's do or die time. Less than 50 seconds remaining here. Fallen Orchid's defense has been absolutely superb. They're starting to taste the victory here. 3 ults online, walking into the 5 of Zodiac Dragons. It looks like they're just going to play for main this time. I think it is the correct play. I think walking to the high ground is just so difficult. But Lore's going to die in the barrage, and this is the opener you need. That's IO using the flex. Kirish comes out. And Lava going to take so much damage. The Sig able to survive for now, and it looks like everything's going to come out here for Zodiac Dragons to try and win this one. Keller fighting PZ in the back line. Zodiac Dragons have the advantage for now, but they need to find the follow-up. Reception using this Emre ult, trying to win this fight, but not going to be able to. I think wow. Zodiac Dragons are going to be able to win this team fight. Crybabies 2 should secure this for them, and honestly, a lot of ults were thrown into that. For Fallen Orchids, if there's one way to lose a map, I mean, by dumping a lot of ults into a lost fight. Now we'll see if Zodiac Dragons can take advantage of that here or not. Stratocaster just kind of poking. Has the Mizuki ult available here. Not a lot to use it on, though. I mean, Lava has the Flex. That's the only ult available for Fallen Orchids in this next team fight. Crybaby has the Imre ult. They're both going to get dropped at the same time here. Crybaby looking for big damage. Mizuki ult out, just trying to keep the team alive. For Stratocaster, and Lore's going to die early. Crybaby found exactly what he needed at this big fight win. 2 for 1, but I think they're going to take it. But not if Peasy's anything to say about it. The Illari finding pretty big kills. Reception just going to die on the point. 3-2 in Zodiac Dragon's favor. Nelix and Co going to be able to clean this one up. It's just Lunar Sky left, and scary for a second, but Zodiac Dragons are going to keep it moving here.
Enemy turret ahead.
Nelix almost has a Curie Rush. Lots of ults coming online for Fallen Orchids. All those ults they used in that first point fight to start finally becoming available. They're going to be walking into Flux and Blizz and Curie Rush. And nothing super readily available. We're going to start with the Illari ult and Reception's Imre ult. But Keller's going to find the first kill here. Now the Curie Rush is out. I mean, Reception going to use his Imre ult, but it's going to be hard to find value. Easy with the Illari ult. Just like looking for big damage, and Crybaby's going to fall. LTIO uses the Flux. And Peasy going to die in the backline. Zodiac Dragons are going to get an opportunity to play third here. 2 minutes on the bank. They've looked unstoppable ever since cracking through that first point hold. We'll see if they can manage to take this one all the way to the end. They only have Keller's May ult to use. Lava going over to the Ramatra. Lunar Sky has the Curie Rush available here. But if Keller plays his cards right, he can find a big May Blitz to extend the map and get some time on the bank here in OT. And Crybaby gonna find the opener on the Lunar Sky, exactly what you needed. Suzu comes out, trying to keep everyone healthy, and Keller gonna clean up. This card is in dangerous territory. I mean, Lore and Lava just gonna die on the card, but I think they're gonna be able to stuff the doors here. I mean, Keller has mail. What do you do? If you're Fallen Orchids, like scouting where they're coming out of, here's the mail, and it's gonna get dropped onto this. Reception has to touch. The Curie Rush is out, but all these squishies are just dead. Lunar and Reception fall. Keller evades the boof off the map. And it looks like Zodiac Dragon's going to get this one to the end. It's just Lava left on the Doomfist, going to fall. And we're going to see OT here with a relatively even time bank at that. With how Zodiac Dragon started, I mean, I think they're going to take this every day of the week. Now an opportunity here to send it to map 5. And wow, I mean, this is quickly becoming interesting very, very fast.
Initiating match.
See what they're able to do here in overtime. Attacker's advantage is in Zodiac Dragon's favor. I'm sure Pirate Man, he loves that shit. But we'll have to see what they're able to do here or not able to do in that perspective. LTO going to come back out on the Sigma. It's going to be the exact same comp for both teams, man. We'll see if Fallen Orchids can do what they did on their first point hold in regular time. It was so good they held it basically the entire time bank.
Then nothing. Then I suppose you are more fortunate than most.
I'm curious to see if Zodiac Dragons just forces main. I thought it was a much better fight plan than going top. I think top is such bait, like especially against like Pharah, Illari, right? Like how do you make it out top? You don't have speed boost on the Mizuki, right? It's so hard for your chump to take space, and you just eat so much spam damage on the way out. You saw it was so hard for Crybaby to get out.
I like making you mad.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers in.
No Widow shenanigans as well. Unfortunate. Looks like they're gonna go for this kind of interesting rotate. Maybe leaving Nelix in main, but now Kiri gonna regroup with the team. Are they going top once again? I just don't know. I'm willing to be proven wrong. That's what I'll say, but I don't know. Look at all the spam. Look at all the Imre nades. Like, it is so gross. They're going to start making their move out top, looking for the high ground, but all the resources are forced. They finally get to make the rotate, though. Keller barely making it on the May, but all the cooldowns have been used. Now that they have this high ground control, Lore's just going to poop Keller off immediately here. The May trying to make it back, but now isolated on the point. They need to do something to help Keller out really, really bad. He's going to get called out here. Rock is in, and the May's going to fall early. So much time to take this rotate, and now you're down a player. They can wait for Keller to potentially swap Tracer and play a full team fight, but someone is going to have to touch the point. Keller is going over to the Tracer. We'll see who has to take the role of touching or not. Keller going to immediately get pinged out of spawn, but also pointing the aggro of the off angle. Lunar Sky needs to be careful here, and LTIO on the point, able to survive for now. Lore is on the high ground. Honestly, not a horrible position here for Zodiac Dragons. If they can stall for this Curie Rush, they have it super, super early, but Nelix cannot take much more damage. Doing a nice job staying alive, and now Lava's one. Crybaby finds the opener. Stratocaster is traded, and PZ going to die on the high ground. 4v3 in Zodiac Dragon's favor, and LTIO is healthy on the point. Nelix almost has the Curie Rush here, but LTIO needs to live. And the Curie gonna drop it onto the point. LTIO finds Lava. And the Zodiac Dragons, they're making it happen. Your Reception stuck on the high ground, but he's the last player of Fallen Orchids, and he's going to go down. The Zodiac Dragons are going to get this first point cap in OT, and they're going to be able to make some progress here on the second as well. These OT spawns are brutal. Reception and Lore get double long spawn. They get a long timer, and they have to cross basically half the map just to get back.
I'm here.
So they're just going to leave Stratocaster on the cart. Crybaby has the Emerald. I think you have to start early with it. Lore has the barrage. Cannot let this cart fight isolate, I don't think. And it's going to be the Alariel starting here for PZ. That one onto the back line and finds Stratocaster. Perfect Suzu, though. Crybaby using the ult, but Lore cleaning up with the barrage here. 2K for the Pharah. Looking for more. It looks like this overtime push going to stall here for Zodiac Dragons, but they've already gotten what they needed here. They got the early point cap, and they get it a little bit of the way in second point. So we'll see if they can send this one to 5 or not. They only have to hold this first point for 1:41.
Initiating match.
And honestly, I kind of like Keller on the Tracer. I don't know if that's a crazy comp, but if PZ, is going to play these like really, really hard off angles, you don't even have to like kill him. You just have to make it so he can't kind of traverse the map wherever he wants. I feel like that was the problem, is they give Lore this hotel control, they give PZ this hotel control. It's really, really hard for the rest of Zodiac Dragons to kind of get something done. And if they have some way to kind of mark this a little bit better, I think their first point hold improves quite dramatically. But we'll see. Keller, you can see, is really talking it over in spawn. I mean, I don't know what he wants to play. I don't even know if what he should play, to be honest with you. But I think if you give up this low ground too early to the Pharah Alari, things just get really, really dicey really, really fast. And it's probably going to be the Trey. I mean, considering he's taking so long to get over here, right? 15 seconds remaining on the clock. I feel like it almost has to be. No, but it's going to be the Mei. They're going to be a little bit late.
5, 4,
Going to be here in time.
2, 1.
It's going to be a lot of the same for Fallen Orchids here. I mean, Lore starting on the Widow, but it's going to be a full con swap back over to what they played, and we'll see if Zodiac Dragons can hold on here or not. I'll tell you, I was taking a lot of damage on this early high ground. The Sig kind of forced off, and now Tank out of the game for Zodiac Dragons for a little bit. LTO has to grab the Mega, and Lava walking into Hotel, and you can see Lore just kind of poking here on the Pharah. Eventually this point cap going to get forced. BZ has the Hotel control early as well. Lava made his way over to the high ground, starting to set up and starting to take the space. PZ just touches the point here. Now if you're Zodiac Dragons, what do you do here? You have to find some way to stop this point contest. Someone has to drop in touch. Reception is one, though. You're going to have to grab the Mega inside Hotel, and now PZ really, really low on the point. Point cap stalled for now. Zodiac Dragons continuing to hold from the high ground here. Maybe just trying to force some sort of advantage out. Lunar is really low. Nagiri needs to stay alive here, but Keller's going to be the first one to fall in this team fight. Reception finds him, so 4v5. Fallen Orchids have the advantage. Stratocaster dies. Everyone just needs to die on the cart. They have one more team fight. The only bad news, they didn't force any ults. Crybaby finds a trade onto Lava, but I don't think it's going to mean much at the end of the day. And we're going to have one team fight to decide the map here. Both teams going to have a lot of ults available. Nelix slightly ahead on the Curie Rush, but Lore has this barrage. We'll see if the Pharah sets early for it or not. And not setting super, super deep. I almost think you set behind, right? You know where they're going to have to touch the cart from. Force that really, really crazy off angle, or you just solo barrage whoever goes to the high ground. I like that play a lot better. Nelix going to have the Curie Rush to start off the team fight. And LTO going to do his due diligence, going to clear this high ground early. And this next team fight is going to be absolutely messy and absolutely brutal here. Zodiac Dragons, they're so close to so many ults, but the barrage is out. It finds so much damage, and Keller is gone. No Mail available. Crybaby using the Emery ult, and Lore's gone, so 4v4 breaking out on the point. Reception's dead. Crybaby doing the impossible here. The backline's so low. PC falls. 3K for Crybaby. Lava alone on the point. Sig Flux gets Jaxter. We're going to map 5. Oh my god, what a team fight.
Play of the game.
Oh my god. Zodiac Dragons, man, they're going to get it done here. In overtime on map 4, they looked down and out of it after that attacking start for Fallen Orchids, but they're going to battle back into this one, and now they have a chance to take the series back. What a map. Holy cow. I don't even know what to say. Fallen Orchids, they get the last map pick here. They're going to choose New Queen Street. I mean, you only had 2 choices, so looks like the choice wasn't super difficult here. They're going to get a ban as well. I'm curious to see what they decide to get rid of. Good ad break, Parker. I don't choose the ad break, Stalker. They're only 30 seconds long. I don't care about my ad revenue. Let me wait for the stream to catch up. I'll throw an announcement in the Discord. I'll stalk the page for the first ban, staring it down. And wow, I cannot believe we made it here. I cannot believe we made it here. Let's see how many matches went to map 5 in this first round of games. Did we snipe the only one? No, all 5 of the other ones made it to map 5. So we sniped 1 of the 5. That's pretty good, right? I'd say so. And the first ban is in. It's going to be Tracer taken away here from Fallen Orchids. So, counterban available for Zodiac Dragons. I'm curious to see what they decide to get rid of. Maybe the Alari, to be honest with you. And now the stream is caught up. I will announce in my Discord. Everyone in the Discord gets pinged. No one can miss a map 5 moment. And Dragons, their second ban is locked in. I don't know what it is yet. I will inform you all as soon as I know. Here's the map series, though, so far for those of you just joining us. It's been a roller coaster. Zodiac Dragons just sent it to OT in map 4 and clinch it out on the last team fight. I mean, holy cow. Holy cow. I mean, if you, I had Crybaby on the second team all-expert for a reason, fellas. Let's just say I know a little something because I've seen a little something. But holy cow, that was a crazy map. That's one of the craziest maps I've ever watched. I don't even have words. I don't even know what to say. This is absolutely ridiculous. Player of the match, Crybaby. I cannot reveal my player of the match beforehand. Lineups are being finalized, though. They're taking their time, so they're calming the nerves. Both teams, man. One map to get that coveted 1-0 start. You want to start strong. You need a strong start in Expert. You play so many matches. You can't boom early. Both teams really, really fighting for this win. They're both great teams. They're both in my top 16. I mean, it makes sense, right? Maybe the top 16 was good and, you know, I don't suck. The Lord knows. We're still waiting for these rosters to finalize. And wow, that Crybaby clip might just be the clip on Twitter anyway. Even if they win or lose, bro, I'm not going to lie. That was crazy. Dude's an absolute menace. And he's going to have Cass available for the next map as well. A lot of the bans have been exhausted. I mean, Keller's going to have Tracer taken away, but preferred the Mei for most of that map. I do like the ban from Fallen Orchids, though. I do feel like Keller was kind of getting a lot done on Tracer, so I think it makes a lot of sense to take it away on a map like New Queen Street where the Tracer can get a lot of value. So really, really big stuff. 40 seconds remaining on this lineup finalization. Then we'll be in the lobby, ready to go. And we are here. The ban is in. It is Lucio taken away by Zodiac Orchids. So, honestly, I may have preferred the Alari, just Zodiac Dragons. Wow, I'm going to mess that up all day long, dude. It is hard with these org names and stuff, dude. Let me tell you. But, I honestly thought the Alari might have been a better shout-out. I don't know if PZ's going to play Lucio or not. Maybe you want them to play the Alari, but with the Tracer banned, I feel like maybe taking away the Alari was what I was thinking. But I think the Lucio ban, I mean, still very good. They want to play that Kiri Mizuki for sure, so. I would be 100,000,000% surprised if we don't see Sigma Kiri Mizuki hit scan of choice for Crybaby in like May. I would be so surprised if we didn't see that. So that's my shout for this next map. But we're in. Bans are set. We got a map 5, day 1. Let's see what's in store for us. And I kind of baited. I'll take you all over in like 10 seconds. Here we are. I mean, we knew what it was going to be for Zodiac Dragons. We knew it was going to be this Sigma look. And for the side of Fallen Orchids, Speezy back on the Alari, Lava going over to the Ram. It looks like both teams' best looks so far. Excited to see how this one plays out.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Objective unlocks in 30 seconds.
Make sure everything is. All right, let's do this, fellas. The team's going to swing towards the coast side here. Obviously, really important part of the map that you want to control. Lava going to walk up here and take the space. LTIO going to walk up to match. And LTIO just going to walk forward and take care of Lord Lava. Going to get isolated to the point. The Zodiac Dragons, I mean, finding a really quick fight win here, especially on a comp like the Sig comp. I mean, wasn't really expecting that. Keller just looking for stagger onto reception, but can use the ice block to stay alive. Doesn't want to feed too hard in this team fight. Just wants to take the advantage they're given and run with it. This is going to be the Zodiac Dragons starting off strong here on the 5th map.
Nice and steady, everyone. We just took the lead.
Easy. Easy is on such a deep offing right now. Oh my god. Look at the pressure this exerts on the backline. They can't walk out. Look at Stratocaster. So low. He's doing a really nice job poking this in reception. Gonna find the kill into Crybaby. And that's what happens when the Tracer's ban, right? It's really, really hard for this Zodiac Dragons team comp to kind of deal with that Alari. And that pinch is just so dangerous, especially if reception is your hit scan player, right? That Emery pinch does so much damage. Not a lot of places for the other team to hide. And you see reception already has this Emery ult built up.
Starting the push.
I expect him to go pretty early with this. Keller's going to have his ice block forced out super early, and Nelik's going to drop as well. Zodiac Dragons need to be super careful. So look for a way to kind of retake it into this. Easy. Looking for a deep off angle once again, but it's going to be Lunar Sky drawing first blood onto Keller. No ice block for the Mei and going to fall early. Lunar Sky coming up on a Kirish as well. Fallen Orchid should be able to take the lead off of this. Keller just respawn.
Make trouble. I am trouble.
They're going to keep moving towards this checkpoint as well, it looks like. On the Sig comp, you got to take this slow. You can't just walk into this Mei Ram. It's so brutal. CLTO now taking the corner here, but Reception's going to come out with the Emerald. Kira Rushes get mirrored into this. And Crybaby going to fall to Reception. LTIO dies to the Ramatra. Reception, clean house here. Big ults used and big fight win found. They're going to continue to group meterage past the checkpoint here. 70 meters and counting. Got out the Kirish of Nelix, but everything else available for Zodiac Dragons coming into the next fight. Kind of poking at this. Keller going to go early with the May form turn. Now this Blizz and Mizuki ult are out, trying to find value. LTIO is frozen and killed. Both May ults actually came out there. Crybaby able to find a trade onto Lure, but Keller falling. Gonna need to do a lot more here, but Crybaby's starting to get it done here. This cast player really good. Finds 3 in the fight. In a fight I don't think they had any business winning, by the way. And it's just Lava left. Going to fall late, and Crybaby going to clutch out a team fight win for Zodiac Dragons in crunch time. Big plays from this cast player, man. Looking absolutely elite. 50-meter deficit to overcome, though. Lava has the Ramble. Easy. Ilario going to be walking into high noon influx of the Dragons. We'll see how the Dragons decide to take this or not. PZ on a pretty aggressive angle once again. It looks like it's going to be LTIO's Flux that comes out first here. Just going to force a lot of cooldowns out. But now PZ with the Ilario looking at the back line, and it's big, but the Suzu's bigger. Crybaby uses the high noon, doesn't find anything with it, but I think it was just insurance against the Ilario. Now Zodiac Dragons have a way into this map. Drava's using the Ramble, and Crybaby dies. Wait. Nelix layers the rush into this, but the kills haven't been found. Keller able to kill Reception, but now Lunar Sky going to layer the Q rush into this. 4 Fallen Orchids, they're going to look for a way to potentially win this team fight. Lure on the corner here, Keller uses the wall to try and stabilize, and checkpoint was acquired, I think, but not a clean fight win. That Zodiac Dragons really, really needed. Stratocaster using the Ziki ult, allowing Dragons to walk forward here, and Lava taking just so much damage. The Ram trying to get out, but the wall so good from Keller, and Lava is so low and falls. Keller finds a big kill. Reception using the Emerald, finds a trade, but he's going to need more, and he's going to die to Crybaby. And now the card actually grabs a checkpoint. I wasn't sure when the checkpoint meterage was. I haven't watched New Queen Street in years, I feel like. With all the traits found in the previous team fight, I don't think the Dragons are going to be able to accrue much card progress off of this. You can see Lava already back. Stratocaster just making his way out with the first checkpoint. I mean, it's starting to getting back into the map. Down 34 meters here. Lots of ways back in. Both teams going to have mail for the next fight. Crybaby looking up to a high noon. LTIO, another Flux, and it's really just going to be the Lure mail. Crybaby needs to be careful. Taking a lot of damage here. PZ working the off angle really, really hard once again. We've talked about this. It's so brutal to play against here. You see the pressure it creates, right? Crybaby just looking at the Alari, but now PZ taking a lot of damage. He needs to be careful. He's getting healed up by the pylon, and now Nelix needs to be super careful. The ever teeter-totter of this game. Mailed out from Lure. I think Keller needs to mirror it here. But Lure's mail is going to be better here in the second mail. Typically really, really good at shutting down the first one, but Lure finding 3 on the fight here and finding a big fight win for Fallen Orchids as they look to fight back into Zodiac Dragon territory. Big ults coming up from both teams in the next fight as well. I think it's going to be all 8 besides the May ults, basically, so. Force spawn is acquired here. Zodiac Dragons are here to meet this, but it looks like Fallen Orchids, they just want to play this corner here. They want to be really, really hard to dislodge, and they want to take time to build to their ults. You see Lunar on a really nice line here. LTIO going with the Flux here. It's really big. Forces out a lot of cooldowns. Lava trying to stay alive here. Ramble, it's out, and LTIO needs to stay alive here. As Lure goes down, Reception using the Emre ult here with the high noon of Crybaby, going to zone this one off really, really hard. Reception looking for value, but going to get staved off. Sig in the cast doing a nice job. And Crybaby on an absolute god angle. Going to clean up Reception. Easy using the Ilario, but it really only finds the Sigma, and LTIO is going to get carried here, but now the Ilario is set up on a really aggressive angle. Crybaby needs to be careful, but PZ's shot goes wide. No way, PZ! And Lava's gone. No way. Lure finds a big trade, but PZ had found that kill. I think they would have had a much better chance to win the team fight, and it's going to be Crybaby instead cleaning up, what, 3 or 4 in this one. And now they're going to get an opportunity to go back into the Fallen Orchids territory, and Orchids have no ults available. Stratocaster has the Mizu ult, Keller the May ult as well. Or going to have it to match, but slightly behind for the moment, you see Crybaby. Oh my god. Is he going on this flank? This would be a brutal flank. Oh, PC's taken away immediately. What a play by Crybaby. This burst damage of the cast is so good, and now this should allow Zodiac Dragons to start making some real meterage here. You can see everyone getting out. 4 Fallen Orchids, reception's low. Gonna get carried up, but meterage starting to get taken. PZ over to the Juno. And ult's available for both teams. It's gonna be 5 for Zodiac Dragons, and it's gonna be LTIO's Flux out first. Kirish is layered into this, but Keller's gone early. And Lore Blizzjack says, wait, what? Neither team has a Mei. Crybaby has a high noon here. Walking right at Lava, and the Ram obliterates 93 to the ult. This is what Zodiac Dragons needed so bad. Reception's gonna die late. Easy just gonna die on the card with the last member of Fallen Orchids, and Dragons are gonna take the lead here on map 5. 100 meters and counting, a minute to go.
Going pretty well.
And they used a lot of ults, but it's definitely worth it if you're gonna be able to take the lead in this spot. Mio is coming back from work.
They got the robot.
I mean, Zodiac Dragons have kind of gotten what they needed from this. I mean, they have such a big lead now. 18-meter lead. But this wall is really, really nice from Lore, but he's going to die early. Kirish layered in from Lunar Sky, but they need to make something happen here. Looks like Zodiac Dragons content just playing this corner forever, building 5 ults and winning 1 team fight. Now Keller going to go in with the Blizz. Lava going to be able to get out of it. Now Reception has to use the Imre ult, but Crybaby shuts it down on the cast. And it looks like Zodiac Dragons will not be stopped here. Lava falls, Lunar falls. It's just the DPS and PZ left. Flux is out, it finds the Mei. PZ has to touch the cart with his Juno. Doesn't have a lot of life left in them. The Juno Ray gets Jax for good measure. You can see Zodiac Dragons, they want to end this one here. Lava back on the Doomfist. Lunar Sky falls. This might get pushed all the way in. And the OT timer expires. Zodiac Dragons win it in 5. And what a series, man. Holy cow. There is not a lot of words that can be had for this. This was everything that you'd ever want from a start of season series, I think.
Give up the pace.
And let's cut the bullshit here. I'll go ahead and say it. We all know who the MVP is of this one, bro. If you had any doubt in your mind, you already know it's Crybaby on the Cassidy and the Imre. Oh my lord. Big plays down the stretch. You can only ask for great players to make big plays in crunch time, and Crybaby delivered, man. That Imre ult at the end of King's Row to send it to 5, and then just the general map 5 performance. It felt like any time Zodiac Dragons needed a crucial kill, Crybaby found it in the midst of a team fight. And you can't give enough credit to this guy. This is why he's a second team all-expert, baby. Crybaby, unstoppable on the hit scan today, and ultimately a big reason why Zodiac Dragons found a way to win the series. So, big congrats to Zodiac Dragons and Crybaby, man. I'm so impressed by this team. Looking for their revenge season after a disappointing into the last one, and we'll see what they're able to do for the rest of it. Besides that, though, everyone really played super fantastic on Zodiac Dragons, right? I mean, come on now. You know what I mean, right? Like, can you give it enough? I know Keller, I don't know if he's actually the IGL in game. He just gives me mad IGL vibes. I've had him on the cast before. Great co-caster, even better flex DPS player, man. Big respects to him. LTIO looked unconscious on the Sigma, and then obviously the backline. You've seen the Glaze in chat all night long. Nelix and Stratocaster really brought it together. Nelix had a really nice series from start to finish, and Stratocaster and the Mizuki. I think the Mizuki ults were just on point all around. And yeah, I mean, you can't give enough credit to everybody on this team. You got to battle adversity to win series like that, right? Map 4, back against the wall, barely get it over the line on your regulation and win an OT fight. Come on, son. You can't ask for much more. So big props to this team, baby. You already know. But yeah, what a start to the season. I am so happy we got to do that game. That was a really, really awesome game to do. And we probably are the last game of the day, if I were to assume. Yep, every other game's ended, so we've made it all the way here. Nothing else to join. I don't have too much to say. This is the first cast of the season. Big things planned. I'm working with Dex and Hunter and some other co-casters. We're doing FaceIt frenzy, aka the Face It podcast. We're getting it done. Make sure you stay tuned on Twitter for dates. Hunter Tane's gonna post them. I'm gonna repost them. I'm gonna post them in the Discord. Everyone join the Discord. Please join Discord. Stay connected. Get connected. But we have so much plans. So many plans, so much fun stuff we want to do this season, so many content ideas I've heard from the other co-casters. Stay tuned, man. I really want this to be an awesome season, and I'm so happy we got to start it with an awesome game. Fallen Orchids, they played a fantastic series. They should hang their heads high. This is a top team that they just played against, but Zodiac Dragons just played a little bit better, and sometimes that's enough to get it over the line. Besides that, though, you know the agenda. Join the Discord to stay connected. Talk to me about matches. I talk in there like every single day. I talk about roster rating. I talk about matches. I talk about literally anything. Ask me any questions. It's fine. Follow me on Twitter if you just want announcements about what matches I'm doing, what I'm streaming, stuff like that. Yeah, and then we're going to be back at it again tomorrow with another co-stream. There's 2 games tomorrow, I believe. It is Cafe Cat and Project C and Hypnos NA and Zodiac Ox. I haven't decided. I think both are honestly really, really good games. Is there a schedule? I'll just link you the schedule here. But yeah, follow all that, join the Discord, do everything. We're having an awesome time. And yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. We hit 100 viewers in the first stream back, baby. That is awesome, dude. Second season ever doing these Face It streams. I really, really enjoyed the game. Really, really enjoyed the chat, the people, the players, everything. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow for a stream. But besides that, take care, have a good night. And we're hitting for a really, really awesome season.